Good, this is Steve Coyne. I'm doing well. Hey, I was just calling to follow up with you guys. Wanted to see if you guys were interested in 160. I think we can do 160, and then we can do your lease. We'd have to be around $12.50 a month for that rent. That gonna be a problem? Okay. Were you guys able to get with your contractor and figure out what you guys are doing moving forward on that new build? Uh-huh. Monday morning? Okay. And so he's telling you he thinks tops about 4 months. Sorry, let me put my seatbelt on there. Now, I know with the weather and everything, it probably could go maybe a little longer, but we just gotta figure out. I really hate to see this thing go like 6 months. But I know things happen. Also, I wanted to talk to you about this and see if you guys would be okay with this, because it would help us out too and help us get a little further inside the project to get a step ahead of the game. Would you guys be okay? So say if we worked on the house a little bit at a time, so we weren't disrupting your life, but so say if we just started on that basement area, did that first, and then like moved up to one of the bathrooms and just put tile on the floor. We could work around your schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. If you would let us do that, that would help us out tremendously too. So by the time that you all are out of there, then we're close. Then we can just, we can get the thing up, get it listed, and hopefully get it sold quicker instead of, waiting the 4 months and then just going ahead and getting started, and it cost us, another month and a half.
Yeah, I completely understand.
Okay.
Yeah, we would be fine with that.
Okay. And like I said, we'll make sure that we're working around your timeline, like at your convenience, so we're not like causing you guys, a bunch of headache. Because I know that, especially inside construction, when you're living in it, can be a nightmare. So we'll try to centralize it to where it's not the house isn't a mess. We'll do one thing at a time.
Hey, as long as I have a bathroom and partial kitchen or something, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're not ripping the house apart, so.
Yeah.
But
that sounds good.
Okay. Well, do you want to talk it over with Roger?
Yes.
Okay.
I will. And then after we talk to the contractor Monday, I'll give you a call back if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
He's supposed to give us the bid. We've already talked to our lender. She's good with, everything. So, just wait on that, honestly.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate your time.
Absolutely, be safe.
Yeah, I noticed this snow starting to really come down and stick.
Yeah,
So-
it is up here. So,
Where are you-
they sent us home early. We're in Charleston.
Oh.
I just left Charleston heading west. So, and it started there about an hour ago.
Oh wow.
Are you at Beckley?
No, I'm down at Nitro. I'm heading towards Poca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, once again, I appreciate your time, Lori. And
Yeah, no, I appreciate you calling back. I'll let you know as soon as I get home.
all right, that sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
All right, be safe.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, let me talk about that deal. So this deal is a little different. There's a lot of deals out here that you all are going to go on, and you're just it's going to throw you for a curveball, because you're always just thinking of like how it works when you're buying a house, acquisition wise. Like it just has to go one way for it to be right. Well, here's a really, really good example on how you can get creative with something with these deals. So I got a phone call from this lady. Word of mouth, somebody gave my number to her. She gave me a shout. She had already had the house looked at by another flipper. Didn't feel comfortable with the situation. You know, they're trying to find a way out of their house right now to be able to build a house that they want. They have horses and they need land. They're willing to take a little bit of a hit, you know, just to get out of the house and move it on down the road so they can get what they want. Well, here's the thing with this deal. Here's the caveat. They want to stay there while their house is getting built. And this could take up to 4 months. In my opinion, with this time of year when they want to start, this could be, it could take up to 6 months. Now, if they get some good weather and they get a good contractor, they're wanting to build a 2,400 square foot house, they might be able to get it done in 3 months, just depending on if the weather is right. So I still, in turn, have to figure 6 months here. So when I'm looking and structuring this deal, I want to make sure what route I'm going to go with investor-wise. So do I want to use my guy that basically he'll pay for the purchase price and rehab, and he just gets a third of the profit at the end of the project when it sells? Or do we want to use a percentage guy? Well, in this scenario, we really don't want to use a percentage guy because we can't predict the future. You know, if this house goes over 6 months and we're paying 8 to 10% to somebody monthly, look, we still have to go in there and rehab it. And then we still have to put it on the market and list it. It may sell quick, it may not. If it takes a full year to sell and we just do percentage, we're going to get ate up. Now, if we just do our guy that's going to do a third of the profit, look, we don't have to worry about anything. If this thing goes 2 years, the only thing it's going to cost us is some utilities and insurance, maybe some grass cutting, some soft costs. But in turn, what I came up with is, number one, they're going to pay us rent. We'll make a little bit of money from the rent while it's sitting there. We'll probably either split it or maybe do like a 30-70 deal with the rent with us and the investor. We're just gonna have to talk that over with him. But as far as like getting the project moving, look, they're still living in the house. We're giving them the opportunity to have their life less hectic by letting them not have to move twice. Move out of that house, go find another house to rent while that house is being built. So what I'm suggesting, they stay, but they let us work on the house while they're living in the house. So at least we could probably, more than likely, this house is a huge rehab. So we can go in there and we can add value while they're living there. And by the time that they're gone, we'll be done. And then as soon as they move out, we may have to go in, do some touch-ups, and get the house cleaned, get some pics, and get it listed, and move it on down the road. So, guys, there's always a solution. Just don't get thrown in the tailspin. Don't think that, there's no other option because it has to be one way. You got to get creative with the deals. You got to adapt. Because look, man, I could let that deal just go because it seems like it's going to be a pain in the ass. Well, yeah, it might be. But you got to look at the profit on that deal. Now, look, that's another thing. Let's go there. So that profit is probably going to be about $45,000. Now, if that profit was 15 to 20 or even 25K, man, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it just because it's not really worth it at that point to hold the thing for four to 6 months and only make 25 grand. But that profit's good. So now, would it be okay at 2025 because it's not really a hard project? Yeah, I mean, it's money, but the one of the main reasons why we're getting this too is the profit margin as well. So with that profit margin, it's still okay. Plus, we'll be able to work on the house as they're living there, get a step ahead of the game, and then once they're out and their house is built, they got what they wanted, we got what we wanted, everybody's happy. All right, guys, remember, if you want to win, you got to be all in, y'all. See you soon.